and stuff. Like, and the thing is, like, I wasn't going to go that far and name him as that, you know. Like,
And it's
but
apparent
it
he
don't
knew
look
what
right.
he was doing in those messages when
Mhm.
he said that you seem mature enough. Like he knew what he was doing,
Yeah,
and
that's
it wasn't right, not one bit. He knew that she was
well.
underage. He knew that even though she wasn't 17, she's 16. He still knew she was around
Mhm.
that age, and he still made the comment that, "Oh, you
Eh,
seem mature enough." All you know, I've
no,
witnessed it
no.
quite a bit. Some elder, apparent in most elderly men who say, "Oh, you look very mature," or "You act very
Yeah.
mature." You want to
Well, it would
talk to
be.
me and I'll pay you this amount of money, or it's like what Judy said. It's a form of grooming, a form of making a
Yeah.
young lady feel older than what she is to get what he wants.
Well, I mean, it'd be different if she was 18. Yeah, it'd still be a little weird, you know, sounding. But I mean, it'd be legal, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't look as bad. But what blows my mind is whenever he, which Raven don't have the like a clip or anything because she wasn't thinking of anything of it. But what blew my mind is whenever Raven was telling me that he walked up to her and said that it said something like she brought up the whole like him like talking to her and stuff, and I guess he thought he was making her jealous, and he said, "What, am I making you jealous?" And she said, "No, why?" And he said, "Well, would you want me to?" or something like that. And he's just freaking weird. Like I've had the freaking issue where he was in general chat, kept on calling Raven his online girlfriend and stuff. You could clear as day see she was getting uncomfortable because she's the type of person, if she's really good friends with somebody, she's not going to tell them like, hey, like you're making me uncomfortable because she don't want to
Hurt their feelings.
mess. Yeah, she don't want to hurt their feelings or mess up the friendship.
I
And
get that, but
you could
in
clearly see all of that, and I told him to stop. And
in
then that's when
the
he,
in the messages
yeah,
between him and Star, if she was really uncomfortable with it, she wouldn't have kept
mm,
messaging him. She would have stopped messaging
exactly,
him, even if she was too uncomfortable to say that, hey, you're making me uncomfortable, or hey, I don't like that. Most anybody is
yeah,
just going to completely quit messaging back. They're not going to continue replying. But she
yeah,
did. She kept replying. She kept making comments like
yeah.
the, "Oh, you're going to have to wait for a year" comment. That insinuates that she
That,
knows that he's old enough and that she wants
yeah.
him to wait one more year to be with her. That's what that is
Well,
insinuating. Whether she meant it or not, that's what it insinuates.
that's what kind of gets me. I'm over here like, I even told her, I said, you shouldn't have said that to him. I told her also, which, like I said, none of this started until I told him to basically back off, like, doing that to Raven in general chat and stuff, because it was making her uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
it's making, like, me and Junie uncomfortable too. Because Raven's got a boyfriend. You know, he doesn't really care, like, he don't like guys doing that, like, especially
Well,
calling
most
her.
guys wouldn't.
Yeah, of course. No, like, nobody would like seeing that their girlfriend is being, like, called somebody else's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Of course, like, there's no questions asked. And it's like after I said that, like, I could care less if the dude likes me or not. But that's when everything started, you know? And it's like, okay, that blows past, everything's good, chill. And then this starts up with, like, Star in it and stuff. I agree 100% if, like, they was both technically at fault there. But no matter what, Lewis should know better.
He is the adult. He should know
He
better.
should.
He
The
should
thing is,
be
she's still
responsible enough to
maturing.
not, to not do
Uh,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Whether
And I'm
she's
not. I'm.
16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
he should know better. But at the same
Well.
time, she's old enough to know better herself
Yeah.
and old enough to know how to stand, because she could stand her
Mhm.
ground to anyone else about any other thing.
Yeah, I know.
But for this in particular situation, playing victim and
Well.
playing like she doesn't know how to stand her ground or that she's too uncomfortable to do it,
Well.
when any other time she's not afraid to,
Mhm.
and and this not being the first time any of this has happened with her in particular.
Well, since it's not the first time and everything, like I said, I would honestly be open-minded to like either giving her a strike or something like that. Nothing like crazy, nothing like a permanent ban or nothing. Definitely not. But I would be like open-minded to like some sort of punishment, like light punishment, like whether it be one strike or you know that's fine and dandy. It's just when it comes down to Lewis knows what he done
Yeah,
and
he
he shouldn't have
definitely
done it.
does.
Same goes as Star. Like she shouldn't have done that. But whether or not
He definitely deserves his
either, yeah,
punishment. I don't think he should be unbanned. He knows what he did.
no,
It's apparent in the messages that he knew what he was doing. Like there's no doubt in my mind about that. I just feel like,
yeah,
if she was giving him the wrong impression and not correcting her mistake or not making it apparent that that's not what she wants, it shouldn't the fault shouldn't only lie on him. Is all I'm
yeah.
saying. I'm not
Saying the
saying that he
thing,
deserves to be unbanned, because no person deserves a second
yeah,
chance after doing some shit like
no,
that.
the
You know,
hell no.
because you give a dog a bone and they want to take the whole roast.
That's
So
yeah. Honestly, the way I feel is if he was unbanned, this shit would just happen again. Just some
yeah,
other
that's
girl.
what I'm saying. That's what I meant by the whole like give a dog a
Yeah,
bone thing. Because
yeah,
like
I
you
get
give him
you.
a chance and he's just gonna take it and run with it. He's gonna do it
Yeah,
again and he's
he's
gonna
gonna get
be worse
greedy.
next time.
Yeah,
Nobody
basically.
deserves to go through something like that if it makes them
No,
uncomfortable and all of that. But we
but I
also
get what you're
can't be
saying with
having
the.
people, leading others on and making them believe
Mm-hmm.
that there's something there when there's not.
I totally agree on that. That's why I joined the party. The same I was in and everything. Cause it's like I put it this way: it's better to talk in a party or like
Yeah,
voice wise than it is messages because a lot of stuff can be took wrong, you know.
misinterpreted because
And
messages don't have,
yes, exactly.
uh, they don't have the voice behind it. You can't tell what
Yes,
they're actually meaning by it or how they're feeling or.
exactly, exactly. That's what I'm thinking on that. But no, that just freaking caught me off guard when Miss Jade was like taking his side on it. Like she was basically saying he done nothing wrong. I'm over here thinking like to myself, I could see if they're like, well, she was leading him on and stuff like that and stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
Whether she let him
We'll
on
take
or
that.
not, he still knew
Regardless,
better.
it shouldn't have happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
it shouldn't
yeah.
have happened.
He still knew better. He still knew her age. Whether she let him on or not, he still deserved to get what he got. But at the same time,
Yeah.
if she did, she also needs to be reprimanded.
Well, the thing is, like, not only that,
We're not
but
here to be
hell,
people's parents, but at the same time,
no,
we can't have our server looking like we just let people do this type of
whatever.
behavior.
You know, yeah.
This is
No, that's what I was
online,
about to
and
say.
it could, things like this, I've seen it before, just like I was talking to Not Too Wills and them about that one situation about them calling that guy a pedo. I've been in a
Yeah.
server before where the server got shut down legally by
Mm-hmm.
legal authorization, was shut
Exactly.
down. The guy was sued, and he was never allowed to open another server again, even though he wasn't the one who did it, because it happened in his
It happened
server,
on his
and
server
he done nothing about it.
to stop it.
He got sued, and he got like
Yeah.
in like big ass fucking trouble, legal trouble for this shit.
Um, like, well, speaking with the Jade thing, like, apparently, I don't know if, like, a little bit ended up leaving or she left and then come back or what, I didn't really check, but she ended up leaving, and Miss Jade was talking about, like, it sometime. I put it this way, like, if you're going to take up for somebody over that crap, you're as bad as they are at that point,
I know that
saying
Lewis
that
and
they
Little
done
Bit
nothing wrong.
were close friends, um,
Well,
which is probably
regardless
why
if they're,
she's upset
yeah.
about it. But she probably also doesn't know the full story.
Well, they had all the messages in there,
Was Little Bit
all of
in
them.
the ticket?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know.
Miss Jade and
I was
Little
asleep
Bit
when
was
all this
still
happened.
taking up for, yeah. Well, I was trying to get a hold of Sebastian too because especially, but normally we would just handle this ourselves, you know,
Yeah.
whoever's on would handle it. But it started involving Miss Jade taking up for him and everything. And in my opinion, I'm gonna put it this way: I don't like that shit. Like I don't know. Like I don't. Honestly, anybody that, in my opinion, supports that type of behavior or is not going to take action in that behavior should not be like part of staff. I'm not joking. Like, and I'll tell it to Sebastian. Like I'm telling it to you right here.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen with Miss Jade. I'm not saying like completely kicked off the server or something. Something needs to happen though, because you're not going to sit there and say the person that has that is doing this type of behavior is innocent, and that girl is the one to completely blame, and then throw Vaya in on it. I don't know if you met Vaya.
I
She
might
was
have once or twice. I'm not sure.
she was on our server way before the merge and stuff.
Yeah.
Um she's a pretty cool person. She's 15 years old. Like she's been staff and stuff, and she handles everything really cool, like really good. But Jade and them was trying to say that Vaya was like baiting people and stuff, and I'm over here thinking, what the fuck? You're starting drama and shit. At this point, Vaya's not done a damn thing except for talk to her boyfriend, Explosive, and they're around the same age. Like they're both minors. But
Yeah.
like it's just blowing my mind. And if she's that type of person, like I don't care if this like freaking kicks me out or not. Like I get banned or I end up leaving because of all this shit. She should not be on staff. Period. Let alone the fucking founder. Because that's giving this whole server, that's going to give us a bad name.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, it'd be
Yeah, so
different
I
if
was,
Miss
like I
Jade,
said, I was asleep when
yeah.
that whole thing went down.
Well,
Um,
freaking,
so I didn't
what's
get to
his
see
name?
any of it, but
The guy that posted the picture and the strikes. I forgot what his name is.
Keith.
Yeah. He ended up deleting the ticket because they said they was done with everything. In my opinion, he should have left it open at least until
I feel like with tickets
Sebastian and
that are,
More Eyes.
I feel like with tickets that are that type of situation should be left open for all to
Mm-hmm.
review and see
Exactly.
exactly because that way, especially for someone new to staff, could know how to deal with situations of that manner.
Well, not only that, the thing is, it's starting to involve a founder, and it'd be different if she said he was in the wrong, but so was she, that type of stuff. I could say that, and I'd be like, yeah, you're right. And if she would have said, regardless, he's still going to be permanent banned, you know, I would have agreed on her with that. like how I'm agreeing with you and stuff. Yeah, she probably led him on. I'm not saying she didn't, but regardless, he should have known better.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done that shit.
We don't give second
But,
chances on situations like this,
no,
regardless
fuck
who
that.
they are. So he deserved to get perma. He should stay on a perma. But at the same
Yeah,
time, I feel like she should also be reprimanded
yeah, and I
because
would
it
be fine
wasn't
with that.
a
And
one-way street there. It clearly was
yeah,
her giving
Jenny,
the wrong impression, even though she didn't mean to. If she did
yeah,
mean to, she could have meant it and just is playing victim about it, but we don't know that. So what I'm going to say
yeah,
is even if she didn't mean to give him the wrong impression,
yeah.
she did, and she continued on even after she felt uncomfortable. She continued
Well,
the conversation with him
it would have
and then
been
decided to report
different if
it.
she. Well, it would have been different if she like give him the wrong impression, realized it. Well, if she give him the wrong impression on accident and then realized it and then told him to stop,
Yeah, but
that
she
she
didn't
didn't
do
mean
that.
it exactly. Like I see what you're talking about, and that's what we was talking about last night. Me and Junie agreed that if she got a little punishment as well, that would be completely fine as long as it wasn't like a permaban. But him, on the other hand, like I said,
Because,
um,
like I said, this is not her first rodeo with situations like
well,
this. So I feel like, since, she's not been punished for them in the past, which is why
uh,
they keep on happening. If she's going to
yeah,
keep on having this kind of behavior and doing these type of things, she needs to get punished for it so she can learn from it.
well,
She's not
here's,
going to learn from it if she just keeps on getting by with it.
yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, though, and the sad part. Jimmy was trying to basically convince me to let it go with Lewis because not the Stormy thing or anything. It's the fact that Lewis was saying shit about my wife, about Jenny, and everything like that. And I put it this way: I could care less about a fucking game, but do not drag my wife's name through the mud. Don't be that fucking two-faced person,
Yeah.
and then come back to her and act all everything's fine and stuff. I was pissed off for a while, and she was starting to calm me down with it and saying like, just give him another chance. Like if he does anything like that again, you can do whatever. It depends on how bad it is. You can do whatever you want, whether you want to give him a strike or whatever needs to happen.
All right.
Well, I found out this crap. I'm over here. I wouldn't have freaking thought that crap. I'm over here like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're literally trying to win your friends back over after you pulled some crazy ass shit. Especially with Sebastian in the party. Like, Sebastian didn't even know he was in the party, but he was whenever that whole dumb crap with Stormy situation happened. But, no, like, it just, the whole thing just blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Lewis deserved a ban when he was starting shit between the servers.
Well,
After,
that's what I
because
was.
that happened after we had already mentioned to Not Two Wills and everyone else in the server to stop bringing problems from other servers to this server, and that if you had a problem, open a
Well,
ticket.
well, not only that, here's the thing, like, it was me, Jenny, Sebastian, and Lewis, and I think Raven was in there. But me and Sebastian and Jenny was all talking. Raven would chime in here and there. Lewis was being really quiet. So we forgot he was freaking in the party, and that's when we was talking about that situation. It was the day that it happened.
Yeah.
Everything was found out, and um, so we was all talking about it and everything. Well, Sebastian ends up leaving. Um, Lewis starts talking. The time we realize that he's in the party, we tell him like, "Hey, whatever you heard, it stays here because like don't start spreading that crap. Well,
Right.
because we was informing Sebastian stuff, keeping him up to date. That's what he tells everybody to do. Let him know stuff, what's going on, and that's what we was doing. Well, we tell him basically not to go around saying that shit and everything. What's he do? You know what he does. That crap. You've heard it. He
Yeah.
goes to Stormy and does all that shit. Right then and there, I was kind of like peeved off a little bit because he didn't get jack crap. Like he didn't get strike. He didn't get a week without pay. He didn't get nothing. He didn't get nothing over that crap. That's why I was peeved off a little bit. And then hearing about him talking about Junie like that, and then trying to be all buddy buddy with her. That's what I was like, kind of really pissed about. And then I let it go. This shit happens. I'm over here like, dude, you're causing too much fucking problem within not even a full week. If that makes, well, about a week and a half. He caused that much problem.
Yeah. Not to mention the issue that he was causing when he was going inside of embassy, knowing he wasn't supposed to be in embassy, asked to bring someone their stuff and decides to stick around.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You know.
he's got multiple freaking
Yeah,
reasons.
after he done what he did with embassy, like, to be honest, if it was left up to me, he would have already been on like a second, third strike system, like, because he was
Well,
warned multiple times about the embassy
yeah.
thing and kept going back, kept hanging around.
To
Was
being
getting,
honest with you,
other
the
people in
yeah,
trouble for his actions too. So,
the drama thing should have been where he got banned at that point.
yeah.
Like,
Like the whole him
like I
going to
agree with
Stormy
you on
thing
that.
about all that, that would have been his third strike for me. Like
Exactly.
it, it had already been multiple things happening with that specific person, and just him getting pretty much getting by with it because he was giving warnings. And he was getting by with it because he was friends with people. Not saying that's why he got by with it, but I'm
Well,
saying like because we were having sympathy for other people being his
well,
friend and was like, okay, we'll give him a chance. And then he
well.
just
Here's the
kept taking it.
thing. I even told Sebastian like during that whole Stormy situation, and that basically me and Junie got jumped on too. Like that like Bones was trying to jump on me and Junie, over it.
Yeah.
I got so fucking pissed off at that point. I even told Sebastian, I said, I'm thinking about fucking leaving at this point because every time me and Junie open our freaking mouth about the whole situation, all we hear from Bones is title this, title that. We don't see him saying that to anybody else. It's just us. And at that point, like, it's a fucking server. We're just trying to help run it. We don't use title. Anytime somebody asks us what our role is, we tell them admin. We don't go, oh, we're co-founder, that type of
Right.
crap. We don't do it. There's no point in it. We're all basically the same in my eyes. We all help with the server. And it was starting to get like repetitive with that because anytime like it was like me and Jenny involved with something, I've always heard that from Bones. I told Sebastian, I said, if this crap doesn't stop, Jenny's already like to the point where she doesn't really want to come back. Like she'll help you edit and stuff, but she doesn't want to get back on the server.
Oh, yeah.
Period. And I said, to be honest with you, I'm starting to feel the same way. I'm about to say fuck it because nothing's being done, nothing's being handled when it comes to another. Like when it comes to a head admin, basically saying that to us, acting like we're the problem, that we're saying our title and stuff. And every time I've seen him say anything, like especially the Lewis thing, um, him saying he would gladly take a ban and everything like that and stuff. That was overboard, you know. And I even explained the reason why I said I'm tempted to ban. I didn't even say that I was going to, which I explained to Sebastian. I said, because all of that crap, you know, I'm just over the fucking drama. And, yeah. Sebastian was supposed to take care of it, and apparently, like, apparently Bones didn't mean it like that, and I even told him, I said, next time, if Bones has anything, like, to confront us with, like, I prefer it be in call, you know, or at least privately dealt with, or voice recordings or something, like, at least to show that, because text, you can take it freaking 10,000 ways.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I just, I feel like I was saying, I feel like if she was leading him on, it shouldn't
Mm,
just be on him. They
yeah,
both
exactly.
should be in trouble for it.
Yeah, heck, I would be
And I have
fine
nothing
with that.
against Star, so it's not any like hostility or anything, or
Yeah,
me looking for a chance to get rid of somebody that I don't like. It's none of that. It's just the
yeah,
fact that I know that it's not the first time. Since I've been
yeah,
here, it's happened to at least 3 other people.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, that's fair
and
enough if it's happened multiple times. I mean, you know, at that point, I don't blame like you or anybody for feeling that way
yeah,
towards that, because I mean, which even if it didn't happen multiple times, still I would be agreeing with it because she shouldn't have led him on,
yeah.
and she just should have honestly tried to put a stop to it. But
And see, here's where I'm getting the fact that I know that she was wrong, and I know that she did lead him on, and she didn't stop when she was supposed to, because you have read all the screenshots, you've seen them, and even you're sitting
mhm,
here saying that she was leading him on and that you did tell her she did wrong. So I know
mhm,
for a fact it wasn't just on him.
no,
It's not me just being
no,
biased or just making
no.
assumptions. It's like I'm listening to what
We,
you're saying, and you're pretty much agreeing to what I'm saying.
yeah,
So, like,
I 100% agree. Like, as long as, like, I 100% agree. Like, she should have stopped with that. She should have. The moment she felt uncomfortable in any way, she should have been like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong impression," or the moment she realized that he was older or something like that, you
that
know,
she knew
either
this.
way,
That's what I'm
she should
saying
have
though,
put
is
a
that
stop.
she knew he was older, which is why
Yeah,
she made the comment, "Give it a year," because she knew.
yeah,
There's no way in hell that anyone's gonna say,
yeah,
"Hey, give it a year and we can be together," if they're not meaning by the age thing,
yeah,
because
exactly.
even 17-year-olds are dating one another.
Well,
It's 2026.
yeah,
She knew he was of age. She may not have known exactly the age, but she knew that
think,
he was older and she had the common sense to know
yeah.
that she needed to wait until she was at least 18.
Well, the thing is, like, at this point, like, I even, like, whenever she told us that, or no, whenever we seen the message where she said give it a year and everything like that, um, I even told her, I said, you shouldn't have said that. I said, be honest with you, if he was making you uncomfortable, you could have been like, dude, like, chill, I'm a minor. We can be friends, but please do not talk to me that way. Like, you're
Right.
making me uncomfortable. And I even told her that. I told her she kind of handled it not in a good way.
She
Like I
handled
was
it
kind of
poorly. Could have
yes,
handled it
exactly,
better.
exactly. Lewis, either regardless, like he fucked up. Regardless, like should not have been doing that. He
No.
knows better.
Like I was saying, Luce would have already been gone if it was left up to me because, like, with
Yeah.
the whole embassy bullshit and then the shit with Stormy, like, he would have been gone.
Well, the thing is, I was going. To be honest with you, like it was to the point where like I was getting so peeved off with it, him not getting any repercussion, especially like the whole Stormy shit. Like I told multiple people, including Sebastian, I was like, hell, I would be fine with him, taking basically he doesn't get paid for a week. At least that some type of fucking punishment over the crap because I told everybody, I said he's just gonna think it's fine. He's gonna do it again. All he's
Exactly.
gonna do, like he's gonna come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, think
Right.
it's all's good. And me and Junie's dealt with this before. Me and
Welcome back.
Junie's dealt me and
Hello.
Junie's dealt with people like that for freaking 2 years when we was owning the server before the merge. We owned it for 2 years, and we've had people like that
Right.
that come in, do that, apologize, don't get any repercussion, think it's fine, do it again repeatedly, you know.
Yeah. And that's
And
why I'm saying that,
yeah,
this should be like, like, it's happened multiple times with her.
mhm,
Multiple times. And
yeah,
one of the times that it happened, I could see, okay, maybe it wasn't fully on her because it was Remorseless
mhm,
that it happened with. But I also know that Remorseless had never spoken to anyone underage. It's always been someone
yeah,
in their 20s or 30s
well,
that Remorseless had flirted with and stuff. But, you know,
yeah,
it happened multiple
well,
times. It continues to happen with her, and I feel like even if, like, again, if she didn't mean to give the wrong impression, she
yeah,
did, and something should be done. Like, she shouldn't just keep
yeah,
doing this and
I
getting
do,
getting to do this over and over again. And that's why she's
yeah,
continuing to do it, because she doesn't think that she's done anything wrong,
well,
because she's never been in trouble for it. She's never had anyone say anything to her about it.
exactly. Like I agree 100% with you on that. Like, heck, I would be fine with giving her like a 24, hour ban, like a first strike, because where it's happened like multiple times in the past, and basically just tell her be like, hey, if they're basically older than you, like if
And
they're
and
already
and I know
18
for
or
a fact
above,
that they've
please
been
just tell them
flirting.
to quit.
On her end too, because like I said, on that
Yeah.
72-hour purge or that 48-hour purge, whatever, the 2-day purge, we were
Mhm.
heading back. It's when we were raiding Bravta, and I had sat back behind that building on my way back because I was waiting on, I think it was Beza or Nathan, one of the two, to catch up with me. And I sat there and I was
Yeah.
waiting, and I heard the flirting. I heard them two having conversation,
Yeah.
but I
Like I
thought
said.
nothing of it because she was flirting back. So I was like, okay, they're good with it. It's not anything bad. And then it
Yeah.
turns out to be that now she's reporting them and saying that, you know, she feels
Well,
uncomfortable in all of this, but when they
in
were
my
flirting in
opinion,
game, it didn't sound that way.
after we give her that, because honestly, I would be on board with it. Jenny even said she would be on board with it last night when we brought that up. When we go to do it, that we need to tell her, like, if any of this happens, for one, don't flirt with the person unless you want to actually flirt with them and everything's fine. I put it that way between you all.
Yeah, not that if she wants to be with
Like,
them, because
don't.
people have their own,
Yeah, exactly.
each their own. But like,
Yeah,
if she's okay with flirting with
don't.
somebody and then tries to flip it, that's just her
Yeah,
victimizing
don't.
herself. That's just her trying to
Yeah.
get the attention that she wants and then move
Mhm.
on. That's
Well, that's what we're gonna tell her. Like, hey, if you're going to flirt with people and you're fine with doing that to somebody, whether anybody on here likes her or not, whoever she flirts with, she doesn't need to turn it against them. Exactly like you said, she needs to quit doing that. But regardless, like we both agree on, Lewis should not have done that,
yeah,
and
no, he knew what he was
She
doing.
shouldn't have. She shouldn't have let him on, like, cause she kind of did when it comes to that, especially
Yeah,
the
but
whole give it a year.
I do agree with
But
Lewis
yeah,
getting a ban. I don't know what happened with Miss Jade. I don't know what happened with Little Bit. I wasn't awake when it all happened.
no,
But I do know that
no, it
Lewis, in the
shocked the fuck out
messages,
of me.
in the one screenshot that they did share, Lewis was very clearly aware of what he was doing. He
Yeah.
knew how old she was. That's why he made the
Well,
comment that he made about her being mature.
people's told her. Yeah, people's told him her age, and then there's another thing. Like last night, apparently, like she's not 17, she's 16. You know, that's what she said. And Crown was like, I thought you said you was 17. Like, to be honest with you, I'm like so confused. Like, is she 16 or is she 17?
She told
Because
me
I'm
one
hearing,
time that she was 17.
well,
And
she needs
then
to
I've
get
had
her
someone tell
story
me that
straight
she
on
was
that.
16. So 16,
Regardless,
17, it's only a year
regardless, still
apart,
minor.
but yeah,
Yeah, still minor,
but she's still
regardless. But
underage. But I feel
yeah,
like maybe she had told Lewis she was 17, which is why she made the comment of just give it a year because then she'd be
hmm
18. But at the same
thing
time,
is,
she's still underage, whether she's 16 or 17. It doesn't matter. She's still
well,
not
the
of
thing
age
is,
legally.
it's starting to show that she's kind of doing it to like do, you know. And
Right.
regardless, like I do agree, like she does need some sort of repercussion over it. But the whole Miss Jade thing, though, completely caught me off guard, and everybody was starting to get ticked off at her and stuff. And I was like, I told everybody that was in the party, I said, listen, I said, me and Junie can't do anything when it comes to that. You know, I mean, yeah, we're under Sebastian, but we're going up against Miss Jade. She's on the same level with Sebastian,
Yeah.
technically. Me and Junie can't fight that. And the
I
thing
mean,
is, if we do,
anyone's
if
opinions are welcomed, whether they like them or not. You can't
well, we
really
was
do
given,
anything about it without speaking
well,
to Sebastian and then everyone having a discussion in admin head admin chat.
well,
But
yeah,
other than
exactly,
that, your opinions are
exactly.
still, you know,
Well,
accepted and listened
I'm
to.
talking about dropping her down because she was talking about leaving the server and stuff like that, and a
Well,
bunch of
multiple
other
people have
shit.
said that.
Yeah.
Multiple people talk
Well,
about leaving the server all the time.
you know what I mean.
Whether
Like,
you do it or not is your decision, but it's just
I
like
was
Hope. Hope leaves the server 20 times a fucking week and comes back. Everyone does it.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't know how Miss Jade is like. Whether there would be like repercussion because she was talking about with the whole Stormish situation, DDoS and everything like that. When she was talking about leaving the server, my head, I'm over here thinking like, please don't try some like bull crap to like fuck over to the server. Like if you're gonna leave, like you do you, you know, nobody's
Right.
gonna stop you. That's like me. If I was to leave, I don't want nobody to stop me. I want to go out on my own, you know.
Yeah.
And with the whole everything going on, like it just shocked me that Miss Jade was taking up for Lewis and everything like that. I'm like, regardless if she was flirting with him or not, he was still in the fucking wrong. He knows better. Like there's
Yeah, which is why I was saying that they both need percussions, not just
yeah.
one side of it. because he was still in the wrong. He still knew what he
Mhm.
was doing. He's an adult. He understands right from wrong.
Mhm.
He knows all this shit. But at the same
Well,
time, she was egging it on. She was flirting with him. She was
exactly.
giving him the wrong impression, and she didn't stop him. Even when she did
Yeah.
start to feel uncomfortable with it, she still continued to talk to him, still let him say the comments that he was making, instead of telling him, hey, no, this is uncomfortable, or I don't like this, or just completely cutting conversation and bringing it to attention. She continued to have
Mhm.
conversation, continued to flirt, and continued to lead him on.
Exactly. Like I would have, like I would have agreed with Miss Jade, like I am with you, if she would have said that, if she would have been like, "Hey, they're technically both in the wrong. You know, she shouldn't have done that, and he should have freaking known better. Like, 'cause he knew her age. Like I would have agreed with her on that, but she just straight up basically was acting like Lewis like wasn't in the wrong, that it was just mainly her, you know. She's seen all the
See, this is why
messages.
we have the thing in place where when one of your friends are in a ticket, you do not
You get kicked out.
involve.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not involved in that ticket because it is
Yep.
conflict of interest. Little Bit should not have been in that ticket at all because she's
No.
not an admin, she's not a mod, she has no say in it. You know, unless she has some sort of screenshot or some information to bring to the table, she shouldn't have been in the ticket.
Well, the thing is, like, regardless, the way I play it is, regardless if it's my friend or not, it's going to be handled the same way. That's like with like with Raven and stuff.
Yeah.
When we kicked her off embassy,
Well,
during
it's like
that,
the thing with Hope.
she,
You know,
yeah,
I passed that ticket over to Alpha because Hope is my
yeah,
friend, and there would be a little biasness between Hope and El Mijo because I don't
well,
know El Mijo and I know Hope. So I put my 2 cents in. I told them how I felt. I told them what was wrong. I even told Hope what was wrong about the whole thing, and then I
yeah,
passed it off to Alpha and I let Alpha make the decisions. Of course,
yeah,
I still got blamed for not giving a shit about the server people and still had people talking shit
yeah,
about me at the end, but either way,
yeah,
I stepped back from the situation because she is my friend. The whole situation with Lewis, a
well,
little bit, shouldn't have been there. If Miss Jade, even though Miss Jade, I love Miss Jade, even though, she's the server co-owner or whatever it is that she is, if
yeah,
Lewis was her friend, if they were friends and she considered them friends, she should not have
she
been
shouldn't have been
involved
in it.
in the ticket. That should have
Exactly.
been a
Well,
situation for a different head admin or Sebastian himself to deal with.
the thing is, the way me and Jenny used to do it, which I still do it. I don't. I put it this way at this point. Like I don't care who's my friend. Whether I'm best friends with somebody or not. You getting a ticket, I'm not thinking like that. I've done that to my like friends in the past, like that was in the wrong.
Right.
That shouldn't have done what they done in the past in tickets before the merge. Like I was like, hey, like you honestly, you was in the wrong on this one. Like I know we're friends and everything, but you shouldn't have done this. You know what you was doing, and I put it this way, I try to be like fair, like right down the middle, and see both sides like you're supposed to,
All right.
because regardless on friend or not, like you don't need to be like one sided.
Exactly. And again, that's why there's that one thing put in place where if it has to do with your faction or it has to
Mhm.
do with your friends, you don't go into that ticket. You stay out of the ticket, you let someone else deal with
Yep.
it. But just like with TC never followed that rule. Anytime it had anything to do with his friends or his faction, he was always the one to answer it, always the one to shut it down. You know,
Yeah.
that
Well, the
rule should
thing
be
is,
implemented and should be made to stay, like it should be made
yeah.
to be implemented.
Well, the thing is, yeah, I agree with that. Um, honestly, I agree with that 100%. I mean,
Like Nelly gets the most shit from people in the server, and he's the
mhm.
one that follows the rules to the fucking T compared to the
Yeah.
rest of the admins. Like, Nelly
Yeah.
doesn't get involved in any ticket that has to do with us. He doesn't get involved in any ticket that has to do with himself. He's always fair to everyone, whether they're closer to him than others or not. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't give information out to people, even when people beg for it. Like, even me, like, I fucking, I'm nosy as fuck. He knows that. Even when it was a ticket
Yeah.
about me, he would not tell me what it was.
Yeah.
Alpha was the one that told me about it. She goes, "Have you told her yet?" He said, "No, I have not." Because he will not break the rules, but he's the one that gets the most shit from people about being unfair and being, abusing his powers.
Well, the thing is, like, that's what cracks me up is like, um, you'll have freaking like members say all that crap and stuff, unfair, unfair, and stuff like that. There's some like I get that like with some admins probably in the past wasn't fair, but I agree with you on that. Like Nelly does follow everything to the T and everything. And I thought that myself. I've always wondered that why he gets the most crap about it, everything. When
I think
he,
right now he's getting the most shit because of all the shit that went down with TC and them. There's some people still in the server that's holding a grudge about the whole thing and that we're closer to
yeah,
them. So, like, they're still blaming Nelly for shit because all of
well,
it happened pretty much to our group because TC and them had an issue with us. And I honestly feel like if Scodanius would have been kicked from the server, the shit that happened between TC and all of that, I feel like never would have happened. I honestly do. I feel like Scodanius was the reason why any of that really went down. Not the decisions they made afterwards, but like when
yeah,
Skoda joined their faction is when all of that started.
basically when all hell broke loose.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah,
after Skoda was kicked from our faction, he joined TC's faction, and then TC and them, who was supposed to have been close friends with Nelly, started treating Nelly like shit. So I really feel like
mm,
Skoda had something to do with that whole situation.
well, the way I always heard, like, basically you're you're basically like the people you hang around with. You know, if you hang around with kind of crappy people, you end up crappy. You know, and if he was feeding TC a bunch of lies and stuff and trying to make Nelly out to be the bad guy, I mean, he could have turned TC on him. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard telling,
That's just the way
and
I
that's what
feel because
sucks.
like TC and them, they were perfectly fine. They were getting along, like everything was good
Yeah,
when Skoda was in our faction. When Skoda was, doing what he
yeah,
normally did. But the moment we kicked him out, he ran straight to TC. The very next day, he was a bounty hunter. He was part of their faction, and TC had an issue with Nelly. Don't know why. Don't know what happened. Don't know what was said. We asked multiple times. Nelly tried to conversate with TC privately. Just nothing would ever be told
yeah,
as to what
exactly.
was going on or why they felt the way they did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Heck, I wonder when the whole like it's like, supposed to be getting in or meeting up or something like that. Supposed to be having a meeting today. I guess I don't know. I just need to. Me and Jenny definitely need to talk to Sebastian about the everything because like at this point like he needs to do something about how Miss Jade like handled it. Like he needs to do something with that because that should not have been handled like that. She was basically saying it was okay what he done and stuff that he wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like she needs something like done about that. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, like like I've said, like I said before, if it comes down to it, somehow Lewis is brought back. I say this with the utmost certainty. I will leave the server. Jenny will be leaving the server, and a bunch of other people will be leaving the server because I don't do that shit to where people think it's okay for a grown man to be thinking of a young lady like that. You know, she's a minor. She's no, that's disgusting.
Right.
Like, and I've made it well aware that if that's the case, that he does get brought back, I'm leaving. I'm not. No way, shape, or form am I going to stick around with that bullshit.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think he should be unbanned or anything like that because
Well,
situations like that don't deserve warnings.
yeah,
Those do not, especially when he
exactly.
very clearly knew what he was doing, and it was
Well,
apparent in the messages he knew what he was doing. He mentioned
well,
her age, he mentioned her being mature, like
mhm,
he was trying to groom
mhm.
her to the point where, you know, she
You
gave
know,
completely fully in, but at the same time, she was at fault.
okay, let me ask you something. You kind of just confirmed it for me anyway, right there. So you think he was grooming her as well?
It's from the one screenshot.
The look, of that
Anytime,
one.
yeah, anytime anybody
Okay,
ever really tells a young lady underage or anything,
exactly,
hey, you look mature, hey, you act mature, or
exactly.
anything in that form of conversation after making comments about sexual things, that to me
Um,
looks like grooming. That looks like they're trying
exactly.
to get something, you know, to make her feel confident or make her feel
You
mature enough to do things that he wants her to do.
you exactly proved my point right there, and I'm like that actually like no, you proved my point right there with the whole thing, because we was talking about that last night. That was the basically because there's more screenshots and stuff, like I said, which we'll try to get them again later from her, and I guess Lewis, if anybody's still friends with him, able to, but basically we was saying that's what it was, and little bit was like, no, that's not grooming, and then kept on sending the picture, like the definition of grooming, and it was legit the same freaking thing he was doing, basically. And I'm like, we're over here like, girl, that's exactly what he's doing. Like, what the fuck? Like you're blinded, like you're not seeing the picture, like the full picture here. Like he's doing that shit. Like, yeah, she's in the wrong,
Yeah.
but no way, shape, or form what he's doing. That's not right
What
at
happened in
all.
that situation was definitely a two-way street. She was, you know,
hmm
several things that she
She shouldn't.
was doing
hmm
wrong, several things that she could have done
Exactly.
differently. Same thing on his end.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Well.
not really much more to
Yeah.
say about the situation other than
Exactly.
she deserves to have some sort of repercussions. Like
Oh,
right now she is scot free. Right now nothing has happened to her. She's good to go. She thinks that everything is all dandy and fine. Like she could
well,
still
we
be
did
talking
talk
to
to her
Lewis
about.
right now and we would never even know it.
Well, here's what I told her last night. Like, we was in the party, me, Jenny, and them. Um, I basically mentioned, I was like, they mentioned the whole she might get a strike and stuff, and she said she understood and she was fine with that. Um, and I told her, I said, well, do me a favor right here, right now. If you're literally not wanting anything to do with him, that he makes you that uncomfortable, do me a big favor right now. She said, what? I said, block him, remove him, get him the hell out of your like DMs, like do whatever you need to do. Just get him off there. That way he cannot contact you. Because I told her, I said, if you're definitely not wanting that, please do that because it's just going to get worse from here. You know, because Lewis does have a little bit of a temper and stuff, and he says shit. And the last thing I want is him to tell her, which I don't know what he would say, but he's like kind of a loose cannon in that part. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want him to be like, you need to kill yourself and talk a bunch of shit like that. That's why I
Right.
told her, block him, get rid of him, whatever she needs to do. She don't want to talk to him like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just only going to get worse at this point
And
for
yeah,
her.
it definitely will. And I don't agree with what was said. Um, with or not really like I don't agree. What I meant to say was like I don't know what was said when it comes
Yeah.
to like Miss Jade, a little bit and all that. Like I
You
again I was
know,
asleep. I didn't see it. I didn't
hmm
get to see it before it was closed. So I don't know what was said, but I
you
do
know what's
know
funny?
that um, you know we're all a team and we all should like
Hmm
act like a team. We
Exactly.
should all stick together. We should
Exactly.
all we shouldn't have people in tickets like a little bit that aren't, it's not a mod, it's not an admin, that has nothing to do with the situation. If she has something to say about the situation or has screenshots or something to bring to light
Um,
per se, then she
well,
should be in her own ticket. She should not be in the same ticket.
um, yeah, exactly. I get that. But what they was trying to say was like, it was like a RP thing, which, like I said earlier, technically it's a 50-50 thing. It's half half of it's RP like related because Lewis is over there. Second half is because like Stars like just plays on the server. She ain't in the RP town, So technically it's like split down the middle. Like RP can handle to an extent, and then we can handle to an extent. Like as far as like whatever goes on in their Discord,
Right.
I guess is them. But like I was getting ready to. What was like comical was I was getting ready to take screenshots of everything because I had a feeling somebody was going to get peeved off and delete the ticket. And as soon as I went to scroll up all the way up, because I was going to screenshot the whole ticket.
Yeah.
Um, as soon as I went all the way up, that's when it got deleted. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I wish we had a thing. Does this spot have it to where you can set it up to where we can archive like tickets
I don't
or
think
pull them
so.
back out? Because the Daisy plus not the Daisy, the other ticket bot we had, uh, you could basically put it in archive and it would delete the ticket, but then you can pull it back out and review it again.
I don't think so. I'm not exactly sure.
And if it does, I want to actually look into that. Because if it does, I mean that would be a really big freaking help. Make it a. What can I do with the? Mm, that's where. Oh my god. No.